Welcome to the Renovating Real Talk, Real Trade, Real Profit. This is the place where we pull back the drywall and look at the framing of real live businesses. All right, we're here today with Jay Lin from Johnson's Renovating and Contracting, based in Markham, servicing the GTA, providing interior residential improvements, kitchens, baths, basements, and pre-listing renovations. They've been in business for 8 years, since 2018. And we know everyone sees the finished kitchen on Instagram, but nobody talks about the absolute chaos of managing crews and the stress of the yo-yo months where you're wondering where your next lead is going to come from. Jay has been a home remodeler, as we said, for 8 years and has actually figured out a way to go from a husband and wife team to a team of 10. I am your host, Karen, the Girl on Fire. I run a suite of business growth companies, bridging the gap between old school sales strategies and new school AI automation. I started my first company when I was 12. I've won over 24 different awards, and I have shared stages with Tony Robbins, Les Brown, and Jack Canfield. Right now, I'm focused on helping founders 2x their revenue for 100 business owners using my Family Feud style strategy. So let's dive into it. What inspired you to start your business, Jay?
Oh, okay. What inspired my business was seeing how stressful renovation can be for homeowners. A lot of people they don't know who to trust, and the small problems in a house can quickly turn into very huge problems. I realized that if someone could combine the technical knowledge with honest communication, and it could help people feel more comfortable with the whole process. In renovation, people they don't really just want to hire you to fix a house, but they want to hire you to solve their problems and reduce their stress.
Awesome. So, what were you doing before you started your company?
Actually, I have been working in the housing industry before. I was a home inspector, so this background helped me understand houses from a structural and a practical perspective, which turned out to be very valuable when working on renovation projects. And my husband had worked in the construction for years before, so we decided to combine our skills to deliver value for our clients.
Amazing, amazing. I love that. Home inspector, who would have thought? So, yeah, so what was the aha moment when you decided we're going to go all in and do this for real?
It all happened naturally. I started by helping my friends to fix their house, do the smaller projects. And over time, mouth to mouth, they know we're handy and we have knowledge about all that and they refer us to their friends. So I thought, oh, why don't we just establish the business?
Amazing. So, I guess that means you didn't always know you wanted to run your own business, but it just kind of happened by happy accident.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, how did you come up with your business name or brand? I know you just changed it recently too, right?
Yeah. But we keep the Johnson. Johnson's my husband's name. We started as a Johnson handyman, but now we are growing and we don't only do handyman works. So we upgrade our company name to Johnson's Renovation and Contracting. But we keep Johnson's because we want our old clients to recognize us.
Awesome. Awesome. So as you guys were growing, I know you went through a big growth phase. Who were your biggest influences early on? Did you have mentors or family or local role models?
I learn from the trade works I work with, and also I learn from internet. So you can see a lot of interesting sharings on YouTube. And I'm a person because I have seen a lot of problems when I was doing home inspection, and I am a problem solving person. So whenever I meet a problem, I always want to find out a solution. So yeah, gradually I learn.
We love YouTube University. Absolutely. All right. So how did you get your first customer and how are things different now?
My first client come from a personal referral and someone who needed for help for a very small project. And after that, they found our work is really good and they recommend to others. Yeah, it's still a very big part of our business right now.
So how are things different now?
So referral is still a very big part. We get referrals from our old clients. And we have been working a lot with realtors because we have a big part of business is helping to pre-listing renovation. So we help them to prepare the house to sell better and faster. Yeah. So these give us a lot of the work pipelines. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So what did the early days look like? Was it just you or did you have help?
Basically, it was me and my husband in the early days, and I was the one who managing everything, like meeting clients, do the planning, do the buying materials, and I also help my husband to work on site.
Gotcha. All right. That's awesome. Sounds like you guys are a really good team.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, it's great because some husband and wives cannot work together, I will admit, right? Sometimes it's very not good,
it's hard.
right?
Sometimes it's hard. You
Yeah.
have different ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, communication is super important.
Mhm.
So we came up with this on the Sunday episode. We were talking about suppliers and the difference between the big box stores and premium suppliers. So we kind of
Mhm.
added this one in. It was really interesting for products and installation guys. We found out that we won't mention any names, but the big box stores develop products from these premium suppliers that you think are the same, but they're not is really surprising. We
Mhm.
added this as like, who are your premium suppliers that you use to make you better than the people who use the big box stores? Meaning, sometimes the customer will go in, they'll go to Home Depot, they'll order,
Mhm.
I don't know, a new faucet, a new
Mhm.
something for their bathroom, let's say, and then they'll get the big box store guy to install it, right? So
Mhm.
what's your secret? Who's your premium suppliers and why do you not use the big box stores?
It's pretty mixed. We use big box stores because they are everywhere and
Yep.
their products are standard. You always know what you can find there, right? But sometimes in some projects, when there are some customized needs, we have our own supplier because in their stores, you can find things you cannot find in the big box stores.
Ah, okay. So who do you go to? What's the secret sauce for your customers, potential customers watching? Like, what do you do that's premium? Who's your premium suppliers?
It's not only one, it's a lot. So for
Right.
example, if you want to get some molding material, there are some stores they only specialize in molding. And for like flooring, there are some pretty good flooring stores. They provide a lot of options and they provide delivery and there are a lot of different options you cannot find in like Home Depot stores.
Right. So if
Yeah,
they were
there's some specialized stores.
Right. So if they have showrooms, right?
Yeah, most of them have a showrooms, but some of them they only have like warehouse. They only supply the contractors.
Right. Okay. So the
Mhm.
ones that have showrooms, who's like your top 3?
Really, there's no top three. Every time I prepare for a project, I try to search around the area because sometimes you're working in Mississauga, but you cannot get a supplier in Markham because it's too far for you to transport.
Uh,
So that's why my supplier list it grows by the time because whenever I found a pretty good supplier, I'll add them in my vendor list.
I
So
got
whenever
you.
I work in that area, I will go to them.
Smart. That must be a
Mhm.
really big list because you guys supply all of GTA.
Yeah.
That's that's awesome. Okay. So can you share a story from your first few months that still makes you laugh or maybe cringe?
The first few months, there were a lot of struggles because, sometimes for example, you plan the project to complete for a half day, but every house is different. As simple as you replacing a faucet or replace a drywall, it's not like the standard setting. Every time there's a surprise. So sometimes the half day work will turn into a full day. And you will take a lot of time looking for different materials if this is not standard. So yeah, we used to struggle a lot with struggling and we have to inform our other clients, sorry, we have a delay because there are some surprises here. Yeah.
That's
I think that's something every contractor learns at the beginning.
Yeah, I think people watching HTV don't really understand, what really goes on. My ex is a contractor and, he would come
Mhm,
home and tell stories and it would be like, "Oh, we peeled back the wall and there was a water line above an electrical box."
mhm.
Stuff that they
Yeah,
didn't like, really bad, right? Like, this is not to code.
yeah,
Yeah, we had a lot
yeah,
of
you never
those
know.
moments when a contractor had done something very, very bad that is potentially dangerous,
Mhm,
and they had to, like, go back to the homeowner and say, "We have to fix this, and we need more time, and we need
yeah,
more materials, and it's more money." Yeah, every
yeah,
homeowner dreads that, but it does happen a lot. Alright, so were there any services that you offered early on that you don't offer anymore? Like, you said you were a handyman maybe when you
mhm.
started, so why did you switch?
Yeah, we offer all types of jobs like small repairs around the home before. For example, we will do a small job to putting on a curtain rod, to putting on a what's that called? The tower rods, like this very simple mounting jobs. But now, we are not. We're doing bigger projects. So if this is within a project, we will also do that. But we don't tell clients, we don't advertise that we can do that anymore.
Right, yeah, it's those odd jobs, you're looking more for the big projects because 'cause you've graduated, which is awesome. So I think we already talked about this, like, how do you learn the ropes? Like, did you already know the trade?
Mhm.
You said you were a home inspector.
Yeah.
How did you like, YouTube University is great, but did you just, like, use that? Did you have other places that you learned stuff? You just went along as figured it out as you went?
Yeah, I remember my husband, he has been working in construction and exhibition industry for years. So he has the basic knowledge. And also because we take every kind of job before when we started, so we have learned a lot from different jobs and
Yeah.
also combined with our own research. And yeah, we are growing every minute.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you're in the growth phase. Some contractors
Mhm.
can't keep up with the adaptation of adding team. It can be a real challenge. So, what were some of the biggest
Mhm.
challenges you faced when you were getting started?
I think the biggest challenge is building trust. When you're still new, you go to people and say, I can do this, but you don't have anything to showcase.
Right.
Why do they trust you, right? So
They don't.
I was really thankful for our early clients. They trusted in us and they invite us into their homes. So I must do a good job to build my reputation. It matters a lot.
Right. So, how did you figure that out if you didn't know how to fulfill a job, but you figured it out anyways? Like, how did you manage that?
Yeah, it definitely happens in renovation because I mentioned every house is different and it's not always the standard solution. You have to think out creative ways to help them solve the problem. So the key is to always slow down, do enough research and think about different options and discuss with the homeowner which one they can accept and solve their problems properly.
Right. So, while we know mistakes happen and there are unhappy
Mhm.
customers, how did you handle that?
Communication is most important. If there's something which went wrong, I always take responsibility and I always help them to fix it, no matter how long it will take.
Amazing. That's huge because reputation is everything in renovations. So, what's your
Mhm,
secret for getting happy customers to leave a review? And how do you handle it when a job doesn't go perfectly? You already said communication, but
mhm.
what's your secret for the reno guys that are looking to start up? What's your secret to getting happy customers to actually leave that review?
Mm. People don't always want to leave a review. I
No,
have
they don't.
neat customers. Yeah, they said, I'm not good at a Google app. I don't know how to do that. So sometimes I will show them on site. Okay, I go to your Google. I'll help you to leave the review. But most of our clients, when they're genuinely happy with our work, they're more than willing to leave us a review. So
Oh,
the
that's
only thing
nice.
is you need to remind them. Yeah.
Yeah, I find most customers will leave a review immediately if you do something bad, but if you do something good, they just expect it, right? They just expect it. "Oh, you did the job," you know?
Yeah.
I get it. Alright, so what's something that went totally wrong, and what did you learn from it?
I think every contractor have those moments. The things don't
Right?
go as planned. Yeah, at the early stage, I remember when I was working on a house, there was a water leakage and it caused all the drywalls and the flooring damaged. So we
Ugh.
were hired to replace them. So when it was on the drywall part, we cut all the drywalls and we put on the new ones. So you need to patch them. Usually we use the compounds. They dry in 2 hours, then we can continue working. But that house, they didn't like deal with the leakage. So the water is still there and it's really humid inside. And it took like 2 days for the compounds to dry. So it like break all our plans. We cannot do the working we planned for the following 2 days because we need to take care of this side first. So we needed to reschedule with all the other clients and work extra times on this project to make sure it's properly done. Yeah. So the lesson learned is always take every factor in your consideration and get a plan B.
Just curious, do you tell the other customers what's happening on the other job site? And do they care? Are they just like, not my problem? Or are they understanding like, hey, if that was my house, I'd want you to handle it? Like what are the other customers that you have to reschedule saying or doing?
Usually they are very understanding because yeah, if it's their own house, which we are working on, probably every people want your contractor to finish it properly first, right?
Right.
You cannot just have a problem there and say, sorry, we cannot do it on time. We need to like delay it for like 1 week, 2 weeks. It's not good.
So they're understanding generally.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
awesome. Okay. So what's been your hardest season as a business owner and how'd you push through?
I think the early stage was pretty hard because the work was not inconstant. And in some months they're busy and in some months they're quiet. Yeah. But
So how do you
we
manage
do a
that?
lot of, you think of the ways you can get new clients from and think of what you can do.
Which would be
You always think about like, for example, our earliest service was like only, for example, 5. We can do 5 things, but you always try to expand that. Okay, what else we can do? Do the brainstorming. And then you can, okay, I expand my list from 5 to 10, right? And then I can get more clients based on the 5 extra service I can provide. So it always help you to expand your ability and expand your client.
so I heard that you expand your team, but how do you
Mm-hmm.
expand your pipeline? Like a lot of guys have that yo-yo effect where there's too much work one month
Mm-hmm.
and then there's nothing the next month, or the winter is really slow because
Mm-hmm.
people don't want people coming in out of their house in the winter. Or so
Mm-hmm.
how do you manage that?
Yeah, it's always be seasonal. Every trade in the renovation, they're seasonal. Spring and summer, they're very busy, but winter, usually around the Christmas time, people, they're all on vacation. So yeah, it's quiet. But if you really build relationships and you have a very stable, like client base, not only like homeowners, for example, we're also working with realtors. So this kind of setting help us to establish a very steady pipeline.
So the
Mhm.
realtors are a big help for you. That's awesome. Big secret to your success. All right. So what makes your business different from others in the area? Meaning if I was shopping around and I was doing my 3
Mhm.
quote or more process, what would make you the obvious choice?
Okay, I think there are a lot of things. I think we're different. First, we pay a lot of attention to details and communication. And second, I will use my home inspection knowledge to help our clients to prevent problems in the early stage. And last but not the least, we provide realtors and homeowners with overall pre-listing renovation service to help them sell better and faster.
Awesome. I love that. So, how do you stay connected to your community?
It's pretty natural because we are serving local, yeah. So we know a lot of our neighbors in our community, and they also refer us to their neighbors and their friends, yeah. So it's pretty naturally we establish a network.
Am Amazing. All right. So give us like one story, like a customer who stuck with you that's been like your greatest referral source or your greatest
Hmm.
success story. What's one story of a customer?
Okay. We had a client whose house was listed for 3 months, but he has not got any good offer. So he came to us and say, can you like go around the house and give me some suggestion what I can do to help it sell faster? So there are really detailed things. Some owners, they don't have an idea. Like, for example, the paint is not good enough. The trims, they look like, they don't look new and refreshed. And the caulkings, they have cracks. So these all small things matters. When a potential buyer, they come to the house, the first impression is very important. So we go through the house and we give him a like overall solution. Like we said, based on your budget, you need to do this, 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 this. And it will refresh your house. And he agreed with us, and we help him to do the work. And amazingly, he got a good offer within 2 weeks after the work.
That's awesome. What a success story. Do you have the before and afters of that? We'd love to see them.
Yeah, it's on our Google page.
Nice, nice. Awesome. All right. So I think you already said this, but we're going to ask anyways. How do you approach building trust with new clients?
I think clear communication and realistic expectation is very important. So I always try to explain the scope, explain every detail. So make sure in our work during the process, there's no surprise.
That is the secret, I think, to every relationship. I've talked to so many people
Mhm.
about not just their relationship with their partner, but their children,
Mhm.
their friends, their whatever. I mean, I think people will often say communication, but I'd say, I communicated with my teenage boys, but I don't know that it was
Mhm.
effective communication or managing expectations properly. So I think you hit the nail on the head. I was just talking to someone the other day who got recently married and I was like, "What's the secret of a great relationship?" And they were
Mhm.
saying, trust and all these great things, but I think that there's still people that damage a relationship if they don't have what those two things you said, great communication and
Mhm.
managing expectations. I think that's the secret. If someone listening wants to comment on the podcast, if it's on YouTube or whatever,
Mhm.
we'd love to hear what you think the secret is, but I think you are bang on for that. So, last question, what's your favorite thing about serving people locally?
It's a good way to see our neighbors, to get to know them, and to get to different houses. Yeah, so it give you a chance to see within the house. Like you can find out every house is so different, and it's amazing. And to see our work after to improve the houses in our community, it's really a satisfactory thing. It brings me a very good, very big sense of satisfaction.
That is awesome. What a great way to end the podcast. So, Jay, I appreciate you coming on and being real about the struggles of starting up and getting your first customers, customer happiness and reviews, pipeline management, everything we talked about. It's easy to pretend everything is perfect, but the guys listening need to hear the truth about the business side of this. So, where can people find you if they want to see your work?
It's pretty easy. The easiest way is to search us on Google, search our name, Johnson's Renovation and Contracting, and you will find our Google page. And also you will find our reviews and our pictures about before and after. You can know us more about us. Yeah, there.
Awesome. So you will be able to find all the links in the description below. And if you would like to be a guest on our podcast, email the team at therenoring@gmail.com. And thank you so much for listening. And we will see you on the next episode. Have an amazing rest of your day.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.